Hi, everyone. My name is Annette Folis, and today I'm going to be talking about why the things we like aren't always as personal or random as they seem. I'm using Bourdieu's idea of habitus to explain how our background and our environment shape our tastes without us even realizing it. So I'll walk through what habitus means, how it affects our preferences, and why this concept helps explain a lot about the choices we make every day. Okay, so what is habitus? Habitus basically means the habits, preferences, and normal behaviors we grow up with. It's the stuff we learn just by being in a certain environment, even if no one directly teaches it to us. These patterns shape what feels familiar or comfortable to us. So when we think something feels natural or quote unquote right, a lot of that is coming from the environment we grew up in and what we're used to. Okay, so how does habitus shape taste? Our tastes usually feel like personal choices, but a lot of what we like comes from habits and experiences we've picked up over time. The environment we grew up in has a huge influence on what we enjoy, what we avoid, and what we're naturally drawn to. So even things like the foods we like, the music we listen to, or the styles we prefer are shaped by what felt familiar when we were growing up. So, why do we like what we like? We tend to think our preferences are completely our own, but a lot of the time they line up with what feels familiar from our background. We're naturally drawn to things that connect to what we already know, whether that's a type of food, a certain style, or a specific vibe we grew up around. So when something feels right, comforting, or appealing, it's usually because it taps into habits and experiences we've carried with us without us even realizing it. Habitus is also tied to social class. The preferences we learn usually match the class environment we grew up in because that's what feels normal to us. What someone sees as high quality, basic, fancy, or even worth spending money on often comes from the kinds of experiences and expectations that were part of their world growing up. So, two people from different backgrounds can look at the same thing and see it in completely different ways. Okay, so what does this all mean? When you put everything together, habitus helps explain why our taste feels so personal, even though a lot of it comes from the environments that shaped us. What we enjoy or prefer usually connects back to what feels familiar or comfortable based on our background. Understanding that makes it easier to see why people gravitate towards different things and why those choices make sense in their own world. That'll do it for my presentation. I hope this explained habitus a little bit more clearly. Thank you for watching.